A mass shooting occurred in Lewiston, Maine, that left many dead and many injured. For those friends and family members who are sick and tired of loved ones being remembered by elected politicians only after their loved ones have fallen in a preventable shooting. For friends and family members who've grown weary of hearing the same line of "our hearts, prayers, and thoughts are with you" from elected officials, forward this spoken word of encouragement to provoke them to remember that love is an action to be shown, not an afterthought to be stated. The title of this spoken word is "Make It Make Sense to Me." And here it is. I won't sugarcoat it or beat around the bush. The only reason you don't see it is because you don't want to look. Those in the watchtower have been bought by lobbyists. It hasn't hit home yet, so they keep allowing it. This is my third testimony of calling out you phonies that claim that you care. But while cowering behind party lines, you witnessed 18 more dead. It didn't take Uvalde for me to see that you never have the conviction to go against your constituents. I recognize at the Columbine that money and holding a speck of power would keep you with blind eyes and your ears closed to grieving mothers' cries. I don't care which party you represent. If you convince yourself to believe that the same amount of casualties would have resulted from a pistol as an assault rifle, there's something in your mind that's bent. Your smoke and spin has been to blame and claim mental disease as the underlying reason, but that changes with the skin tone. If I'm black with a criminal history, I should have never been released home. But if I'm white, the same history should have given me help that I needed all along. You would imprison parents that knowingly enable, neglect, abandon their child while being abused. You should lock yourself up as you sit in the same seat of responsibility, but yet to save lives, you refuse. You lean upon the Second Amendment, giving it meaning it never intended, to justify possessing a weapon made for war that's now terrorizing our society, but you want to keep yours where it's at. So you keep making excuses to do just that. Here's another claim. As a man, you should be able to protect your house. Okay, explain to me why did one shot become insufficient to keep an intruder out? Through each of these tragedies, there's one consistent: these automatic long guns with too much ammunition that you keep dismissing as if that's not the issue. So you make it about people's and their state of mind. Since you can't read minds and you keep missing the warning signs, you should remove those guns and keep people alive. This political game that's being played with this pinless grenade that your parties keep passing back and forth, hoping that it doesn't explode, has indeed exploded already. But you've closed your eyes to the carnage that's left in its wake. You've closed your ears to the cries of loved ones in the grip of loss that death creates. You've plugged your nose at the stench of so many multitudes murdered because it's so grotesque. It's something you don't want to face. I want you to stare at it, get knee deep in it. Something you should have prevented has become your legacy because you didn't. I want you to speak and make it make sense to me.